Welcome back. Today we're highlighting the death of Jenifer Cleveland and the murder investigation that followed. Police have connected her death to a med spa in Wortham. The owner and doctor employee working there have since been arrested. Cleveland died back in July 2023 during an IV treatment at the Lux Med Spa. During our first reporting of her death, our Adriana Alexander sat down with her co-workers who she worked with up until she died.
The Fairfield community is mourning the loss of their beloved friend, Jenifer Cleveland.
I don't have words for it. I mean, it's just a nightmare.
Cleveland visited the Lux Med Spa in Wortham Monday for an unknown procedure. It's unclear what happened, but at some point she stopped responding. That's when Wortham Police Chief Kelly Butler said she was given CPR on the scene, but died on the way to Parkview Hospital in Mahia. Cleveland brought smiles to so many faces at the I-45 Cafe, according to staff.
She worked here for about 5 years for me. Nobody didn't love her. She was very loving. She made friends with whoever she talked to. And everybody that comes in this door are hurt from what's happened. But it's just a big shocker. It's a tragedy.
She also worked at the KNES radio station.
She jumped in full force and really just took to this job like a duck to water.
Program Director Buzz Russell says Cleveland was always there for the people around her and learned of the perfect name to keep her spirit alive.
I think my wife may have stumbled upon the perfect thing to remember Jenifer by, and that was love like Jen. She loved people, people loved her. She not only lived by example, but she loved by example.
In October of that year, we obtained court documents showing Michael Gallagher, the medical director at the spa, had his license suspended. The documents showed Gallagher was not on site when Jenifer Cleveland got an IV treatment that required medical supervision. A report by the Texas Medical Board said the owner of the med spa, Amber Johnson, gave the treatment even though she didn't have a medical license or experience. We spoke with a doctor with the nonprofit Texas 400, trying to prevent tragedies like this.
Transparency is important, and that definitely ties in with unfortunately with Jenifer Cleveland's passing. You shouldn't be letting people use their medical license to order stuff. It's not right, and it's terrible, and it's deadly.
Texas 400 called for new legislation that would hold licensed medical professionals accountable, strengthen supervision, and give patients transparency. The organization named it Jenifer's Law. And in November, 6 News spoke to the head of the Texas Medical Board on why Gallagher's license was temporarily suspended. Plus, we learned about the red flags patients need to watch out for when going in for a procedure.
It's been nearly a month since Dr. Michael Gallagher's license was temporarily suspended by the Texas Medical Board, one of the most severe sanctions the board can issue, and rare. Out of nearly 9,000 complaints in 2020, only 30 resulted in temporary suspension.
It's just checking boxes of what they want, and nobody's questioning that. That's the first biggest red flag right there.
Jenifer Cleveland's death and the proliferation of med spas across Texas motivated this message to all practitioners by board president Dr. Sharif Zafran.
So if somebody's a medical director like Dr. Gallagher was, then there are responsibilities that he or she has to maintain, and that cannot be abdicated. And that was the concern that we had, especially with Dr. Gallagher's practice, in that all the rules around establishing a physician-patient relationship, prescribing, treating, and all that were not met by him, and that's why we issued the temporary suspension hearing.
The American Med Spa Association reports medical aesthetics is a $15 billion industry across the country and is projected to hit $25 billion by 2025. But Dr. Zafran warns, while many of the procedures offered have become normalized, they're still medical procedures and must have oversight.
No matter how much you see it proliferated out there, just understand that these are potentially dangerous things, and you want to make sure that the appropriate people are the ones who are overseeing it, prescribing it, treating it, and so forth.
Texans can go to the Texas Medical Board website and click the Public tab to search a doctor's history, file a complaint, verify if the person administering treatment has prescriptive authority, and if not.
It's always safer to just stop and not do anything and just ask those questions and come back later if necessary.
In April 2026, nearly 3 years after Jenifer Cleveland's death, the former owner of Lux Med Spa, Amber Johnson, turned herself into the Freestone County Jail in connection to the murder investigation. Our Adriana Alexander reported on the case and had reactions from TX400, the nonprofit advocating for new med spa legislation.
An arrest has now been made in a case that's been under investigation for nearly 3 years.
Her death was an absolute tragedy that should have never happened.
Amber Johnson, the former owner of Lux Med Spa in Wortham, turned herself into the Freestone County Jail Tuesday. She is now facing 14 charges, including murder and criminally negligent homicide. The nonprofit organization TX400 says this case stems from the death of 47-year-old Jenifer Cleveland, who died after getting an IV infusion at Johnson Spa in 2023.
We're seeing this tremendous shift towards non-medical trained people providing these services, at medical spas. People assume that because they're done in a medical spa that they are, without risk and that they're safe, and that's not the case.
Since Cleveland's death, TX400 pushed for Jenifer's Law. Dr. Amy Townsend said the law was meant to strengthen regulations on the medical spa industry.
It's important for the physician community to, identify these situations and, look for ways that we can make sure that people are held accountable.
The organization, along with Cleveland's family, is grateful to see movement in the case.
Our board president, Kelly Green, has been in contact with them pretty much constantly. So I know that she shares in our excitement that, that we're going to finally get some accountability for this tragedy.
One day after Johnson turned herself in, Michael Gallagher also turned himself in on 25 charges. They both bonded out of jail and now await trial. Charges against both of them included felony murder, manslaughter, and criminally negligent homicide. And now both Johnson and Gallagher pleaded not guilty, and their pretrial hearing is scheduled for October.